Have you ever noticed that Renee Zellweger, the person who plays Bridget Jones, like she always looks like she's doing an impression of Gilbert Gottfried all the time? All the time, every time. I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna leave you guys with this one story if I can. All right, real quick. I have a 5-year-old daughter. She actually just turned 5, July 31st. Please put your hands together because it's rude if you don't. Thanks. But I often hang out with one of my friends who I went to school with, Trevor. He has a 6-year-old son. So every now and then, like, you know, when we're in town, when we're free or whatever, we'll get together and we'll get the kids together. He'll bring his son, I'll bring my daughter, we'll take them to the park. So this particular time, we did that, met up, took them to the park. We let them play out in the park while we sat back on a bench and caught up with each other and smoked a joint because we're great dads, you know. And we're sitting there, and this is some powerful pot that I'm smoking, like some really good shit. I didn't really notice. But as we're watching, I'm watching his son chase around like these other kids around the playground, like mostly girls. And I kind of lean over to him and I'm like, you know, your son's a pimp on the playground. And he leans over to me and he's like, yeah, you know what they say, young, dumb, and full of cum. Which, I was like, whoa, like, this totally went in a different direction or whatever. But then, at that moment when it happened, like I was sitting there thinking about it. We were kind of quiet after that moment. I was sitting there thinking about it, and the weed started working in my brain, and I started getting nervous and paranoid. And I was like, was he trying to tell me that there's pedophiles in this neighborhood and they're filling kids with cum? So I freaked the fuck out. And I'm like, Kayla, let's go. Kayla, and my daughter's half white, so she only half listens. So I'm like, Kayla, I finally get fed up, and I'm like, I just immediately scream to her. I'm like, you want to get filled with cum? Let's go. What I didn't realize was that the other parents in the park had no idea what my basis of that was, so they only had assumption, and they were to assume that I was the pedophile. So now, I think there's a pedophile running loose, filling kids with cum. They think I'm the pedophile, filling kids with cum. I get nervous, I get embarrassed. I'm like, no, forget this. I'm leaving. I'm like covering my face. I'm so embarrassed, like I can't even believe it. I'm like, I'm just gonna grab my daughter's hand and leave and get the fuck out of here. I grab her hand, I get in the car, 5 down the road. I realize there's an Asian kid in my car. I'm like, what the fuck? So, if you guys see pictures of me in parks, it's not advertising for a comedy show, it's just bullshit propaganda. Thank you guys, my name is Keith Evans, that's been my time.